Broker IPTV.
Today we're talking with Michael Paul from Metro Brokers Realty Oasis. And Michael, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, Dan. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. How long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate in one form or another for more than 30 years.
And good experience so far?
It's been both of those, both good, both bad. You know, I started, actually, my real estate license, I first got that in 1973.
Yeah.
The 80s were not so hot, you know, and then real estate got better as we went through the 90s, and, you know, we're in some rough waters again, I think.
I always like talking to people with 30 plus years experience because you guys have pretty much seen it all.
Well, I think we have, you know, and my early years were in a family partnership sort of situation, and I worked in commercial real estate at that time. We did, for the most part, it was commercial property management. And so much different really than the selling that we're involved in these days.
Well, what areas are you specializing in now?
Well, I have in recent years been farm, ranch, and horse property specialist. My wife and I have had horses for all of our adult lives, and I have a good website that appeals to horse people, and I get lots of people visiting that website, and I always have something to talk about with them. You know, if you're a horse person, you can call a horse person up and you have something in common with them right away.
I just did my first large ranch deal, and I have to say that's an entirely different animal, no pun intended, from regular residential real estate. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it could be, in that, you know, if you're talking about large ranches, those are ranchers are a different kind of people, you know, and these days there aren't very many large properties around to sell anymore.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of land. There used to be really, you know, good commissions in land. We used to split 8 and 10%, you know, among the real estate agents.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore, and the larger parcels are, for the most part, unless you get quite a ways out, the larger parcels are you know, fairly well split up by now.
Yeah.
So
You're also a part owner of Meridian Title and Escrow. Can you talk a little bit about how that experience has been?
I am. I'm a stockholder, and that came about through my relationship with Realty Oasis. I moved from a RE/MAX office in about 2002 over to Realty Oasis, and shortly after that was presented the opportunity to become a part owner, I guess you would say, a stockholder in Meridian Title, and that has been a great experience. I like having or being able to have a close relationship with the title people that I work with. In other transactions, you know, very often we have, or at least in my past history, we would have the listing agent would primarily be the person who decided which title company you'd go to. Nowadays, if we're the listing agent, we choose the title company. We choose Meridian Title. If we represent the buyer, then we also ask that the seller be willing to use our title company, and very often they will.
And final question, quickly, just some of the benefits that you've seen being associated with Meridian Title and Escrow.
Well, I think we have, at this point, we have excellent personnel these days. The closers are great. They know exactly what they're doing, and they have come a long way since the very early days. I think that the rates are also a big draw point. We have a 10-year reissue rate, and we have transaction management that is also a part of that, that enables us to turn most of that over to our transaction manager, and they pretty much take care of all the details of any transaction that we have that we're working on.
Michael, great meeting you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, appreciate your time.
Well, absolutely. Thank you.
Find more real estate videos at brokeriptv.com.